Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the flight deck. It's been a little bit of time since we've done this. We're currently in a windy, windswept, and sometimes snowy Halifax. Today we're flying into the Toronto FIR VATSim event, and we're going to be heading from here up over to London International Airport in London, Ontario. And looks like we've got ATC most of the way. A bunch of centers, and Toronto FIR will be up, so hopefully we'll get approach and tower and ground and everything like that flying into London. Kevin's joining us today. He's down at the other end of the airport in a cargo plane, 727 freighter, and we're going to be flying out of here in the Aurora 737-700. So let's get on board into the cockpit, and we'll get the aircraft fired up and ready to go. All right, so as per normal, we'll get the brakes on, and then we will pop on up overhead. So parking brake is on, battery is coming on, emergency exit lights are on, and standby power is set to auto. We can now hook up the ground power, which is connected, and we have ground power up. We're going to come up here, crank up the lights there. I'm also going to lean back a little bit, and we'll get the dome light on just to provide that little bit of extra illumination. And while everything is coming up, we'll bring up the panel lights. That gives us that nice contrast on all the panels. There we go. So that all done, all the way up top again, and we're going to turn on the nav and get both the left and right IRS is up and aligning. They are now in align. So continuing down, passenger signs are going to come on. Electric hydraulic pumps will come on. Yaw damper is going to come on. Window heats, both sides, are now on. We'll get the left aft fuel pump on. Low pressure's off, APU on. We'll start getting a bit of heat into the cabin here. It is only, it's -2 degrees out. So it's a little bit chilly for the people outside. So with that done, APU over to start. All right. While that's happening, I'll clear the cautions. You can see our route's already plotted in, and if we take that off, we're going to be flying up over here. We're going to come out of Moncton airspace into Boston. Then we're going to cross into Montreal airspace and then into Toronto. We're going to fly down north of the city of Toronto itself and come in here down to London, Ontario, which is located down here in southwestern Ontario. So that is the plan there. Come back over top, EGT coming down on the APU. And as soon as that stabilizes and AP generators are available, we'll get them up and running as well. All right, AP generators are now available, so we're going to turn them on. We are now on the APU gens. We'll get the APU bleed on. Turn the packs on, get the air moving in the back for the people, make sure the isolation valve is in the open position. Now that we're done that, we can come down to the flight management computer, check our database, get to the 20th of March 2025, over to our position initialization, we'll grab the GPS and plug it in. The aircraft is now where it is. So we're going to request our route. We're flying from Charlie Yankee Hotel Zulu, which is Halifax, to Charlie Yankee X-ray Uniform, which is London. So we'll get that in. Here's our information. We're going to be flying flight level 380, cost index of 15 at 798 nautical miles. Our block fuel of 8.3, and there's our fuel weight, our zero fuel weight. So we're going to set our payload and fuel into the aircraft, get that all going. And that is set. We're going to request our route. Kevin's going for his clearance, which is all good there. So as soon as we get the load message, we'll load that in, and then we'll carry on. There we go. So she's loading in. And we have our route. We will activate and execute. Over to the legs page, you can see that's our first waypoint. We're going to head out and around. There's our bunch of waypoints as we head in past Toronto and down towards London. So for our departure, it's runway 23 here, given the winds. And we are going to be using the Halifax for departure. So it's going to be runway 23 on the Halifax 4. We'll enter that in. Our arrival, we're just kind of guesstimating at the moment, but we're going to look at the RNAV for runway 27 with no star because there is none. So we're going to do RNAV 27, and we're not using either of these transitions since we're going to be coming in almost directly on it. And we'll execute that. Over to our legs page. See, we're going to have vectors before we head out to Kelno. That's fine because we're going to be on that departure. And then after Latour, the first point we're going to be looking for is Gottal, which is correct. So we'll just bring that up and we'll put that in like so. So that's all entered in, and just some of our altitudes here. We're looking at down to 2,000 feet. And then runway 270. We're going to change that to a hard 2,000 just because the weather is minimal out there. So we want to make sure we're at that altitude. I know, but you'd miss punching it all in on your INS. So that is our routing all done, and our legs are complete. There's our hold information there. So we'll get our information here off the flight plan. Get everything good to go. Again, 380 is our cruise altitude, which is correct as we've got it laid out. There she is. We'll load that in and we'll execute that. We're going to change our reserve to 0.9. And we're all good there. Flight plan, fuel, and everything is good. And we can now do our performance calc. So we're going to pop over here to the EFB, into the performance tool, and we'll enter it in. So we're going to be taking off on runway 23. We're going to import the weights and CG for the aircraft. From the aircraft, we'll import the weather. And there is our information. Just going to do a quick ATIS check, make sure they're still using 2.3. It is still 2.3, that's good. All right. So we're doing a full bore 24K takeoff and a regular climb. We'll put in our cell temperature of 49 degrees. And that is in. That's going to give us actually a climb of -1 for our noise abatement. I'm going to pop over here for the weather. 140 at 16 is the runway winds. There we go. That is entered in. We can go back to this page here. So it's going to be a flaps 1. Center of gravity is set. We're going to have... I'll put 1,100 feet in for remaining. I don't know if that's going to be it or not. 135, 136, 139. So 135, 136, and 139 are all entered in. So that is our performance data in, and we can now contact ATC and get our clearance for the flight. So 132,200. I'm going to put in Unicom first. That's going to be the next frequency we go to. They are running CTAF here in Canada now. Let's see what it comes up with in vPilot. Yep, does come up. So, but since we do have ATC up, Moncton Center is up. So it is going to be 132,200. That is in, and we're going to go with 121.5 over here on COM 2. It's the guard channel. And we'll pull out the switch so we can monitor. And it is information Foxtrot. Oh, there's the weather coming down. Lovely. I got Delta Airlines over there. Oop, wrong button. Moncton Center, Skyways 5556 with you. Halifax, Gate 22, Boeing 737 with information Foxtrot, looking for clearance to London.
Skyways 5556, Moncton Center, hello, clear to London. Halifax for departure, flight plan route, depart runway 23, squawk 3105.
Roger, runway 23 on the Halifax 4, squawking 3105 for Skyways 5556.
Skyways 5556, reback right, push start your discretion, report ready for taxi.
Roger, push and start my discretion, and we'll report ready for taxi. Skyways 5556. Kevin, did you ask him about de-ice?
Delta 3426, climb flight level 3, correction. Just confirm your requested cruise level.
All right, so
requested cruise levels 320.
Current barrow is 2985. So get that dialed in. There we go. Transponder is now set. Fueling, loading, and boarding is complete. Takeoff data is set. 135, 136, 139. On a flaps 1. Cruise altitude, we're going to come over and go 38,000 feet. And the elevation here in Halifax, in case we have to return, is, let me pull up the chart.
Moncton flightcraft 203 with
500 feet.
Flightcraft 203, taxi Alpha, apron, your discretion.
Alpha, apron, my discretion, please. Thank you very much.
All right, so there is 500 feet set. We're going to come down to the MCP. So our course is going to be 233 degrees. So we're going to come to our heading. Go to 233. Our initial climb speed is going to be 139 plus 10, so 149. And our initial altitude will be 5,000 feet until cleared higher. So that is set. So departure, we're going to be, again, flying straight ahead and climbing to our first waypoint, which is pretty much straight ahead from on the runway heading. There is our flight directors on radios are all set. Come down here. And we are up on ground power. We're no longer on ground power. We're on the APU gens. There we go. And the APU's up and running. All right. So we can get them to remove the ground power and remove the chocks. And we'll prepare for our pushback. No.
Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start.
Central,
Until push is completed and brakes are set.
able for flight level 400. Let's get 524, roger. Climb at flight level 400.
All right, so we're going to dial this back to 10. Get that ready there.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
All right, so let's see where everyone is. Kevin's going to be coming up this way. Kevin, what de-icing pad are you going to?
Departure checks completed.
Because I'll go to pad pad 2 if you want to take pad 3, and then it's an easy turn out.
Roger, wind 26010, runway 31, clear land.
So I'm going to go nose left, tail right. So we have fuel in the center tank. It's not a lot, but we have some. So we're going to turn on the fuel pumps there. We're going to throw, make sure the nav lights are on, get the collision lights on, logo lights are on. So we're all nicely illuminated. All right, so we're going to go nose left, tail right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Brakes are released.
Push. Due to icing conditions, please stand by for engine start until push is completed and brakes are set.
All right. So you can see the snow, a bit of rain, freezing temperatures, -2. It's going to be slippery. So they don't want us firing up. It could cause the aircraft to slide. There's wing walkers are out. And I think we'll give ourselves a little bit of floodlight. There we go. Not seeing Kevin yet. There we go. Almost on our spot. All right, brakes are set. We are good to start engine. So pop up top. We have our fuel pumps are now all on, packs are off. Ignition starter to both, and starting engine number 2. There's fuel.
Flight 940, vacate when able. Correction, taxi to the apron. Good evening. Taxi to the apron.
There's Kevin coming up. Good start on 2, starting engine number 1. Nice, I can see your lights on this aircraft. Adding fuel. 7%. So we should be able to pull in here beside the WestJet, do our de-ice, and then it's a right and quick left out to our taxi route. There's starter cutoff. Good start. We have 2 good engine starts.
We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
All right, moving on. Generators 1 and 2 are now coming online. Engine 1 and 2 start switches will go to continuous. Probe heat's coming on left and right side. Engine anti-ice, we're going to leave that off until after de-icing. Engine 1 and 2 bleeds are now coming on. Packs left and right are to auto. Recirculation fan to auto. Isolation valve to auto. APU bleed is off. APU is coming off. Down to here, we're going to go flaps 1 for takeoff.
Tow truck disconnected.
Oh.
Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Okay, let me fix something there. All the setting up I was doing, I forgot to do something. There we go. Oops. All right, let's try that again. Flaps 1. Elevator trim is 6.64. You always got to check your controls. I forgot to change my controls from DC6 to the 737. There we go. Trim is set. Flight controls, we can come up and do our check. It's full left, full right, neutral, full forward, full back, neutral, left and right. On the rudder, engine instruments are good. Just going to make sure that that is down. That's fine. Going VNav and heading select. For our departure, auto throttle is on. Warning recall is clear. Moncton Center Skyways 5556 requesting taxi to de-ice.
Skyways 5556, roger. Aprons at your discretion, report ready for taxi.
Roger, apron, our discretion, will report ready. Skyways 5556. All right, now, I have a new tiller. We're going to see if this works. So, I believe if we pop outside, ground crew is disconnected. We're going to release the brakes. And let's see what happens. Hey, look at that. Now, I've also got views set up on it, so I can do this. And then I can go to a quarter view. This is temporary. I'll figure out a better system, or maybe I'll just get used to this. But there we go. So no more using the rudder pedals to get around. I should have my taxi lights on. There we go. We'll pull in here and we'll do the de-ice procedure. Yeah, you and your SPAD next. right, so here we are. We're going to put the brakes on. We're going to come up.
Flight 203, de-icing complete, ready for taxi.
Packs are going to go off.
Taxi Golf Foxtrot Lima across runway 14.
And we'll call for de-ice.
Roger, Golf Foxtrot Lima across 14, flight 203.
Here come the trucks. It sounds like Kevin's getting ready to go.
Confirm aircraft is ready for treatment.
And we're going to go with fluid type 1 and 50%.
In treatment now and observe fluid type 1. Concentration at 50%. We'll call you back when ready.
So Kevin, just so you know, that tiller is very, very nice. Very smooth. Oh, there they go. Not sure if I got wing views. No, I don't have any wing views set up in this aircraft, but we can pop outside. See them working away there. And did Moncton just go? No. Who went offline? Montreal just went offline. We'll see. There, we're getting something. Looks like precipitation coming down, rain, freezing rain.
And anti-icing completed. Anti-icing code is fluid type 1. Concentration at 50%. I'm disconnecting. Good day.
Thank you very much. We'll call you airborne and clear takeoff from 23, flight 203.
Alright, there go the trucks.
Good evening, Squawk 3106.
All right. We're going to get our lights back on. And we'll get the packs back on.
Virgin 9 Hotel, Moncton Centre, good evening. Squawk 3106.
Moncton Centre, good evening. Speedbird 99 Heavy. Flight level 406.
Speedbird 99 Heavy, Moncton Centre, hello. Squawk 3175.
Squawk 3175, Speedbird 993.
All right, just
Virgin
get...
9 Hotel identified. Proceed direct Tusky.
All right. Moncton Center, Skyways 5556, de-ice complete, ready for taxi.
Skyways 5556, roger, taxi Golf Foxtrot Lima, cross runway 14.
Golf Foxtrot Lima, cross 14 for Skyways 5556. All right, brakes are off.
Niner identified.
We're going to pop up quickly and, oop, no, it's this one. Kill the dome light. Start getting our night vision in.
Lufthansa 9 Papa request 20 minutes out of cockpit.
Lufthansa Papa, roger, report when back.
Report back, Lufthansa Papa. Flightcraft 203, 1500.
Flightcraft 203 identified, turn right, direct Vigdu on course, climb flight level 320.
Right, direct Vigdu on course and plane level 230, Flightcraft 203, cheers.
Actually, our waypoint is not direct line with the runway. We're actually going to be making a right-hand turn. As we
Sorry,
hit
5556, contact me airborne, wind 17011, runway 23, clear for takeoff.
clear for takeoff, runway 23, we'll contact with airborne Skyways 5556. Alright, so here's the runway. Left and right sides are clear, and then that is that way, and that is that way. We'll do a quick fuel flow check. Fuel flow is good and even. V speeds are set, 135, 136, 139. All right, as we roll out, get those lights on, will come off. Transponder will come on. And traffic on both sides, and weather radar. Not worried about terrain, not very hilly here. And we'll make sure our strobes are on and get our wing lights on as well. Oop. Get used to the buttons here. It's kind of under the lever and on a little switch, so 4-position switch. And there we go. That is, elapsed time is good, engines are good, everything is looking good, engines to 40%. Brakes released, takeoff power set. Check. We're gonna get that wind from the right, or sorry, from the left slightly. I'll have to watch that. There we go. There's the wind. Gear up. Flying the needles. And autopilot is on. Moncton Center Skyways 5556 airborne, climbing through 2,500.
Skyways 5556 identified, turn right, direct Zigdo on course. Correction, can be on course, climb flight level 230.
Roger, direct can be and in flight level 230, Skyways 5556. All right, so let's quickly pop down here. We'll go to our legs page. There's can me. And we're going to LNAV and flight level 230.
Flight path 203, climb flight level 320.
Flight level 320, flight path 203.
And flaps up. Beautiful, look at that color on those clouds. Looking awesome. There's fuel. That's those center tanks done. We'll turn those off. Get that beautiful sunset color there. And I think that is Kevin ahead of us, about 20 miles. Look at that. So we are running in VATSim 2020. I have not upgraded because none of the aircraft I fly, all the PMDG stuff is available yet.
London, good afternoon, Speedbird 2015 level 30. Speedbird 201, London, send a hello, squawk 3130. Squawk 3130, Speedbird 201.
Yeah, you can see that weather there. Cruise Mach will be, I think, 0.78. Yeah, 0.78. And I'm going up to 380. First Officer Molly has come back.
201, identified, proceed direct, Alex.
Sitting behind me now.
Sorry, can you repeat that waypoint again, Speedbird 201?
There's 10,000 feet. We'll bring those lights up.
Alex.
Those lights will come off.
Direct to Alex, Speedbird 201.
Those will come off. That and the wing lights will come off. That's strobe steady. That's good. Come down here. Make sure the that's RTO. Gears up. Turn off lights. No, flaps are fully retracted. We're climbing to our climb speed. Cabin is pressurizing properly. They were cleared through our transition, so we'll switch over to standard pressure. Landing lights are off, and take the seatbelt signs off now. Let everybody relax in the back. All right, so we got some weather around us. Also got some weather in London, so it will be interesting when we get out there. So as we're climbing up, just a little bit of a reminder, I do try to do a lot of community flights. If you want to come along on these flights, come over to the Discord, links in the description. I'll pop it up in the chat right now, and you can find out where we're flying, when. Sometimes it's on multiplayer, sometimes it's on VATSim, old airplanes, new airplanes. We're just about to, we got a couple more flights to go into DC-6 to finish that series, and then next week we're starting in on the 737, our life as a cargo pilot. So that will be rather interesting as well. As we start with the 737 cargo. Flying based out of London's Stansted in Europe.
5556, climb flight level 380.
Climb 380, Skyways 5556. And there we go. It's our cruise altitude. We're cleared to. As we're cruising along. So over the next couple months, most of our flights will be done in the 737 cargo in Europe. So if you want to get some European flying in, they'll happen around the same time that we've been flying normally at 1400 Zulu. That way we're in the daytime and there's more to see. And it's not all pitch black outside. And we'll be flying around Europe. A lot of stuff in Britain and some stuff over to the continent, as we do some cargo operations, so you can get your feet wet there. It will all be on VATSim, but you're welcome to come along and try it. Dave Laufenberg, thank you for the sub. Greatly appreciate it. So coming up is a lot of these flights. We're going to be flying the 777 cargo as well, and the 747 cargo eventually. And hopefully by the time we get to the 747, PMDG will have released their 747-400 freighter, and we'll be able to use that for a bunch of those flights. So we'll have to see. But at the moment we're cruising along here. Shortly I'm going to ask, actually, it's pretty quiet here. I'm just going to slip out of the cockpit for a minute. I want to get Miss Molly her dinner. It is past her dinner time. So I'm going to be gone for like 30 seconds and I will be right back. All right, we're back. She has her dinner.
This is from Foxtrot.
So looking at the VATSim map, it looks like we're going to be here in Moncton Control. We're going to switch over to Boston next. So Boston 134-700.
Boston 134.7, bye-bye.
There you go. 134.7. That is in, and that is the next frequency. After that, it looks we're probably going to kick over to Unicom.
Boston 134.7, bye-bye.
7 minutes to go.
6 Romeo Charlie, contact Boston 134.7, bye-bye.
So as you can see, we're cutting straight across to Canmean now. This is updated as we change the FMS. So we're going to come up here, we're going to cross the Bay of Fundy, and then we're going to hit New Brunswick here, and then cross over into Maine, and then come out the other side into Montreal, which has gone offline. We're going to kind of come around here north of Montreal, and around here we're going to kick into Toronto's airspace, which is not up yet, but it will be soon. And we should have them all the way down as their event kicks off shortly. We should be landing there in the first hour or so of their event. Flight time today is about 2 hours and 20 minutes airtime. 2 hours 45 minutes roughly gate to gate. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I'm all about helping people learn. I used to fly real life as a private pilot for a number of years, and currently this is how I get my flying fix. But flight simming is great, and if you need help or have questions about either the aircraft or the sim or what we're doing here, feel free to ask. It's always a good thing. So we'll be leveling out at flight level 380, and then we'll be cruising at 0.78. Once we're in level and we're stabilized, we'll talk to Kevin, find out what his ground speed is, so we can figure out how we're doing with that. Now he is a fair bit ahead of us. In that 727. So he's a couple knots faster than us at the moment. He's still climbing, I think, as well. And we're just coming out the end of Nova Scotia here, crossing the Bay of Fundy. We get a beautiful color here in the sky. Sun's gone down below the horizon. So we're already 2 hours more sunlight now than we've had at the on December 21st. But weather here, where I am in the Toronto area, is still kind of up and down. It's been warm through the week. We had a big snow dump the week before. It's been warm through the week, and a lot of that's about 75% of that's melted away. And now, a little bit of sun popping out over here, if you can see it. We're dropping down this weekend into the minuses again, and then back into the pluses next week. So, unfortunately, this is a period of time where around here it gets very sloppy, wet, muddy. Just a bit of a mess on the roads. So we got 4,000 to go. And we'll get ourselves leveled in. The larger aircraft, when we're doing some of the longer routes, I'll be splitting the streams, as I've done in the past. Anything over 4 hours of flight time. We'll be streaming until we get up basically into the cruise. Then I'll stop and I'll pick up the stream again just as we come up for descent. Especially some of the longer ones that are 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. Don't want to be live streaming that long. In fact, there's a limit of 12 hours on YouTube, and some of the flights are longer than that, so we'll have to see. All right, so Toronto's come online. Toronto approach is online. There's an ATIS up for Toronto. There's an ATIS up for Kitchener. No ATIS yet for London, but we'll see what happens. They should put one in since it's one of the airports for the event. All right, so we got 200 feet to go, or 2,000 feet to go. And then we'll be at flight level 380. We're just below 1,000 feet per minute. We're kind of reaching our top of where we want to be. We'll be up in 13 minutes. And we're climbing at full power right now. If you're flying in the sim and everything, and you can, you got a good computer, it doesn't have to be an extreme one, but good one. I would highly recommend a big 4K monitor and run it in 4K. That's what I'm doing, and it's still gorgeous. Even you know, coming into 4.5 years in, it's a beautiful sim. And now with these aircraft here, and soon to come, the PMDG 777-200 passenger, and then the 747. It's a good collection of aircraft from PMDG, which I'm really liking, and of course their DC-6. And when, speaking of which, we're back tomorrow in the DC-6. We're on multiplayer, not streaming, but we're on the North Europe server.
Papa, Roger.
And we're flying from Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic to Miami in the DC-6. You can find the information for that and more on the Discord. Although, for that flight, I'll be putting it up when this one's done. The route and the other information, I don't think it's up yet. No.
Roger, report back.
I'll put it up. I'll put it up when we're done. So we're coming up to flight level 380 and leveling off. And going into cruise. So we'll just let the aircraft settle, and then we'll check our ground speed. Got a trail here. I wonder if that's Kevin's. It could be Kevin's contrail there. Nice to see it's persistent. All right, so I'm getting a ground speed right now of 390. Kevin, what are you getting? Got a hell of a headwind, 91 knots, but the weather is kind of not good. Let's check the wind barbs. Yeah, there's a 3. Yeah, winds are pretty strong. We're up here at 380. So I'm looking at, ooh. Yeah, 100 knot, 95 knot winds I'm showing. We're going to have those, they decrease as we come up towards Montreal. Decrease a little bit more down towards London, but we're still looking at 50 knot winds coming into London, so it's going to be some pretty good headwinds all the way. Not going to be a speedy trip today. Oh, you're at 377? Okay, I'm at 384. That's Kevin on the TCAS, I think, right there. Just outside 20-mile range.
Roger, Roger.
So we do have some weather over Montreal, or Quebec, the province of Quebec, Montreal airspace. And then it doesn't look too bad, but coming into London, it's showing some weather down there at the moment. We'll see how that plays out, clears up when we get down there. There's his contrail there. Once again, taking a look outside. So I fly for Fly UK. It's a virtual airline. This is not one of the published routes, so I'm using my VA identification number as a flight number, but this is the Canadian operations airline for Fly UK Group, Aurora. You can see on the aircraft, Canadian registry, Canadian flag. Looking good. It's a little noisy out there, and the sun is going down, so we're going to lose some of our visual. Since it's going down, we'll click on the dome. Give us a little bit of light inside. Make sure we're good to go. All right, so I'm 559 miles to top of descent. And it's about an hour and a half. As you can see, by the time it's now 22:26, and about an hour and a half, 23:35 was when we should be arriving. And if we come down here and look at our progress, we should be on the ground in London at about 20 after midnight, so just under 2 hours. We are adding to our flight time. We're going to be a little bit longer than predicted, but that is the weather for you. So if you're new to simming and you haven't been on VATSim, VATSim is a group of dedicated controllers. As people like myself fly the airplanes, the VATSim folk do all the air traffic control. Live people. The software is all like what they use in the air traffic control world, and they can see us and control us. As you can hear, Moncton Center that we're talking to, we're shortly going to be switching over to Boston as we fly into their area.
Flycraft 203, contact Boston Center 134.7, good day.
There goes Kevin over to Boston.
134.7, Flycraft 203. Thanks for the date to the end.
So,
Any sir, good day.
I've got some videos on there that kind of explain all the positions, and you can hear what's going on with them and how to read charts and all that. So there's some educational stuff on the channel if you want to go back and take a look. They're a few years old, but it doesn't really change. The methods and the information and the way it's presented is still the same. So you can get an idea of how it works. And you can, if you want to join us on a flight, you can come on VATSim. VATSim works even if there's no air traffic control. It allows you to see the other airplanes and the other human flyers in the sim. And you can use the radio to talk to each other. So it's there, and you can get some experience using the software and doing that. The big thing about VATSim is you do have to follow all the procedures, and you have to know how to fly the airplane. So they expect you to know how to do approaches, departures, go into holds, all that stuff. And it adds a level of realism. Once you get good at it, you can add in the events, and like we're doing, flying into the Toronto area, and they can get quite busy. Sometimes over 200 or 300 pilots flying into these things, and all the levels of air traffic control up. So you're switching radios, you're following procedures. It's a stressful time, but it's very rewarding. If you don't want to put up with that, sometimes we do fly multiplayer. Tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday we'll be in the DC-6, as I mentioned, so we will be not streaming on YouTube, but we'll be up on multiplayer, and I will have a voice channel on the Discord, so we can talk amongst ourselves. He should kick me over shortly as well. I am
3742, monitor advisory, 122.8, good day.
28 miles from the border of the FIRs. I will say the other neat thing that you get on VATSim is the regions, because most of the controllers work their own areas. So, really, is Boston that busy? Oh, yeah. If he's controlling the whole thing, there's quite a few aircraft out right now. So if you're flying in France, you'll get French controllers, the French accent. Germany, German controllers. Spain, you know, same thing. New Zealand, Australia, you get them. You know, in the States, the American accents and all that stuff. It's really, really cool. You also get the personalities that can make it interesting. German air traffic control is very precise and very demanding. All right, 30 minutes into the flight, we're doing good. Cabin crew will bring us some drinks and some food in a minute. We got a British Airways coming in.
Super 6 Romeo Foxtrot, contact Boston Center.
There he is.
7, good day.
And that's that
Center, good evening, Delta 765.
British Airways he just talked to.
27. Looking for IFR to Tampa with
Delta 765, Boston Center, hello. Cleared to Tampa. Halifax for departure. Flat line route, depart runway 23, squawk 3112.
Alright, cleared to Tampa. Halifax for departure. Flight plan route. We're off at 23 and 3112 with squawk.
Delta 765, reback rep, push start your discretion. Report ready for taxi.
He's an A350. Bet you that's a new Innie builds.
Center for license 524. Latvia 524, go.
I request 10 minutes out of cockpit if possible.
Yeah, no problem. Report when back.
Thank you.
Looking good. Love the way the contrail is picking up the last of the sun.
Skyways 5556, contact Boston Center 134.7, good day.
34.7 for Skyways 5556. Thanks for the ATCs tonight. Good day.
Good day.
60 Boston Center.
We're going to go to 122.8 here.
13, heavy maintain 170 knots or greater until Vocus. Contact Boston Tower 128.8 Tepinet.
128.8, 170 more, 2 Focus to 213.
Mark 227 to turn right heading 130.
Right 130, Mall 227.
Boston Center Skyways 5556 with you. Flight level 380 at Canny.
Skyways 5556 Boston Center, welcome.
Ah.
Cathay 841.
There you go, Kevin. I got him on the first shot.
Delta 1610 cross Kennebunk at maintain flight level 240.
Cross Kennebunk at maintain level 240, Delta 1610.
Shadow 1 cross Stella at maintain 1000, the Bradley altimeter 2956.
2956 and 11,000 for Stella 1, Shadow 1.
All right, so we got Unicom dialed in, 122.8. That is if Montreal stays offline when we get to the boundary.
Mark 227, 5 miles from Wayne, turn right heading 190, maintain 3000.
Still no ATIS up for London.
Turn right 22 left approach.
Turn right 180 and maintain 3000 so established to the ILS 2 left, Mohawk 2.
So Kevin and I are on slightly separate routes. I'm running modern airways and waypoints. He's running an older INS system, so his waypoints are slightly different than mine, but we should be roughly on the same route.
Air Canada 751 Boston Center, radar contact, climb maintain 14,000. JetBlue 574, advise information Delta, Alpha, expect ILS runway 22 left.
We have Alpha, expect 22 left, JetBlue 574.
Oh, like he's not busy now. I just timed it and got in there, though. I will say I'm lucky. It doesn't happen often.
Block 227, contact Boston Tower 128.8, have a good night.
That's the view I want.
128.8 for Boston Tower, Block 227.
Remember 18 Delta, descend and maintain 5,000.
Descend and maintain 5,000, 18 Delta.
And Boston Center, good evening. Air Transat 331 with you at flight level 360. We're 30 miles north of Plattsburgh Airport. That's the north.
Transat 331 Boston Center, roger, climb maintain level 360, reset transponder, squawk 3557.
And we'll climb to flight level 360, reset transponder 3557, 331.
Air Transit 331. In the future, you should be filing with 3 letters, TSC, Tango Sierra Charlie for Air Transit.
All right, copy that. We'll make the change for 331. Thank you.
Boston Center, JetBlue 1060.
JetBlue 1060, climb maintain level 340.
Climb maintain 340, JetBlue 1060.
So, Kevin, now what I'm waiting for is the...
Unit 532, advise information Victor, expect ILS 24.
Wind wing
I have information, Victor. Looks like ILS 24.
to put out the 737 panel. This panel up here. So I can mount that below my monitor.
Delta, climb maintain level 300.
Be able to do push buttons and dial changes.
Golf Delta, thank you.
All that neat
Virgin
stuff.
01 Alpha Boston Center, you up? Air Canada 751, climb and maintain level 340.
Climb flight level 340, Air Canada.
Virgin 15 Lima Heavy, fly heading 290, vector to final.
Is that for Virgin 157 Lima?
Virgin 157 Lima Heavy, affirmative, fly heading 290, vector to final.
Flight 290, vector final, Virgin 157 Lima Heavy.
JetBlue 574, cautionary turbulence, you'll be flying a heavy Airbus.
Go cautionary turbulence.
To maintain 5,000, turn right heading 020, vector to final.
This is where Boston needs approach to be up. It is busy down there.
Call sign was up for Delta 22.
Delta 22, affirmative, fly heading 020 and maintain 5,000, vector to final.
Turn 020 and 5,000 Delta 22.
WestJet 49, contact Moncton Center 132.2, good night.
132, 42, Western 49 Heavy, thank you, good night.
Seabird 6 Romeo Foxtrot, Boston, you up?
Hello.
Thank you. Seabird 6 Romeo Delta, Boston Center, you up?
6 Romeo Delta, hello, Boston, flight level 360.
Thank you. Virgin 157 Lima Heavy, descend and maintain 4,000.
4,000, Virgin 157 Lima Heavy.
JetBlue 574, fly present heading, descend and maintain 4,000.
Present heading down to 4,000, JetBlue 574.
United 532, descend and maintain 8,000.
Descend and maintain 8,000, United 532.
United 532, fly heading 110, vector to final.
All right, Kevin, so I just did a check on the weather
Heading 110
in London.
for United
It's gotten a little bit better.
Sir, Seabird 6 Romeo Delta, asking if you have a CPL.
There's 6 remains also negative. I think real life Boston Center got it like 2 weeks ago.
All right.
270 at 6,500 feet, 6,300 feet.
3,700 for 5,000.
The wind's 9 to 15 knots.
433 or 423 heavy Boston
260.
Center radar contact line maintain 14,000.
So that'd be a pretty good cross.
Virgin 157 Lima
8 knot
heavy, you are
crosswind
3
on
miles
33.
from Nabo, turn left heading 250.
I'm going to stick with 27. There's no ATIS up for it yet, but 8 miles of visibility, 2,000 foot ceiling, low pressure, 2966.
250, maintain 3,000.
But they have light rain showers in the area, and it's only 3 degrees, so icing's possible.
The ILS T2 left, Virgin 157 Lima heavy.
Virgin 157 Lima heavy, maintain 170
But the event
knots or
doesn't
greater
start.
until focus.
170 knots or greater until focus for Virgin 157 Lima heavy.
JetBlue 574, maintain 210 knots.
When does the event start?
JetBlue 574.
Delta 22, maintain 210 knots.
210 knots, Delta 22.
Remember 18 Delta cross Staffy at or above 3,000, cleared ILS, runway 29 approach.
Cross Staffy at 3,000, cleared ILS for 29 18 Delta.
Transmit
So the event
331,
starts in
call sign, but you need to refile your flight plan.
hour and 15 minutes, so they still got time to get everything up.
Refile.
Yeah, still plenty of time.
423, climb maintain level 370.
Climb maintain 370, Lufthansa 423 heavy.
I don't really have a cargo area, so I'm not sure where you're going to want to park.
Heading 290.
Looking at the chart, maybe either parking spot 1 or parking spot 7. They're away from the gates, or of apron parking. It's an option for you.
Air Transit 331, reset transponders, clock 1416.
And you might be right on the edge of my visibility.
1416, 331.
Have I got... There we go. Let's see if I can see you. You're out here somewhere.
Virgin 22, Foxtrot, Boston Center, welcome.
Wind's dropped by 20 knots. That's nice.
JetBlue 574, descend and maintain 3,000.
3,000, JetBlue 574.
Delta 22, descend and maintain 4,000.
4,000, Delta 22.
Montreal's still offline.
Last calling Boston's unreadable.
MSC 12 on flight level 320, climbing 2340 with you.
Dynasty 12, Boston Center, roger, climb maintain level 340.
Climb maintain flight level 340, Dynasty 1.
JetBlue 574, you're 3 miles from Wayne, turn left heading 250, maintain 3,000 until established on the localizer, cleared ILS runway 22 left approach.
Left 250, maintain 3,000, clear for the ILS 22 left approach, JetBlue 574.
United 532, descend and maintain 4,000.
Descend and maintain 4,000, United 532.
Boston Center, Delta 59, we got up for us and we're trying to get back to the boat.
Delta 859 Heavy Boston Center, radar contact, climb maintain 14,000, cleared direct Highland.
Climb maintain 14,000, cleared direct Highland.
Air France 63 Juliet, contact Moncton Center 132.2.
132.2,
American 1031, descend and maintain flight level 320. American 1031, descend and maintain flight level 320.
320, American 1031.
JetBlue 574, maintain 170 knots or greater until focus. Contact Boston Tower 128.8. Have a good night.
170 or greater to focus over the tower. Have a great night, JetBlue 574.
Yep. Delta 1610, descend via the Ocean 5 arrival, runway 22 left to Boston, altimeter 2953.
2953, descend via Ocean 5 for 22 left, Delta 16.
JetBlue 1060, radar contact lost. United 532, you're 10 miles from Motel, turn right, heading 210, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, quit ILS runway 24 approach.
Alright, left 21, or right 210, down to 3000, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, for ILS 24, United 532.
Beaver 6 Romeo Delta, I'm showing you flight level 370, your sign 360. Do you want 360 or 380?
My system, apologies, for some reason our autopilot is disconnected.
Okay, Beaver 6 Romeo Delta, maintain flight level 360.
Maintain 360, my system, apologies.
Virgin 01 Alpha, cross trait at maintain flight level 240. Virgin 01 Alpha, cross trait at maintain flight level 240.
Cross. Can you repeat the question, please?
Delta 22, turn left heading 190, join the runway 22 left localizer.
It's people not paying attention.
Join the localizer, Delta 22.
Virgin 01 Alpha, cross trait at maintain flight level 240.
Okay, cross straight and maintain 240, Virgin 01 Alpha.
Delta 22 Heavy, you're 5 miles from Wayne, maintain 3000 until established on the localizer, quit ILS runway.
I think when we get into the 747, especially if
3000 until
PMDG,
localizer,
well,
cleared ILS 22 left, Delta 22.
I don't know how far out PMDG is on their 747,
Flight
but
craft 203, leave my airspace, Montreal.
might have to get the
offline,
ProDesSim controls for that one.
22H, flight craft 203, by now, have a good one.
Flight 59, climb maintain level 400.
400 for Delta 866.
Delta 258, Boston Center, Roger.
So we're just about to leave Boston airspace.
Boston Center, get airspace.
We would be switching over to Montreal, but they're offline. So as you heard with Kevin,
143 Boston Center,
he's going to kick us over to Unicom,
at 14,000.
which we'll monitor until we hit Toronto airspace.
United 532, wind at Bradley 190 at 3, runway 24, clear to land.
Runway 24, clear to land, United 532.
And Shadow 1, which approach did you want at Westover?
Which runway are you using, Shadow?
Shadow 1, runway 23 is preferred.
I'll take the FOB Shadow.
All right, let's go to our performance.
The TACAN are on FOB.
Let's see, if we go in on runway 27.
Shadow 1, Roger, cleared direct FOB.
Direct FOB, Shadow 1.
With the weather that it's showing.
Air Canada 751, descend to maintain flight level 240.
240, Air Canada 751.
Delta 22, contact Boston Tower 128.8, have a good night.
Over to Tower, Delta 22, see ya.
So if we look at our weight on landing,
Shadow 1, cross FOB, that are above 4,000, clear TACA and runway 23 approach.
should be
Cross FOB, that are about 4,000, the TACAN for 2 feet, Shadow
Estimated landing weight 56,129. And with the weather, yeah, it says 6,300 feet. We need 4,700. We got a headwind, so we should be pretty good with that landing. So not worried about
1031, leave my airspace.
landing on 23.
Offline, frequency change is approved. Have a good night.
Over to you, Honeycomb. American 1031. Have a good day.
Now you should be kicking us in a minute.
Skyway 5556, leave my airspace. Montreal Center's offline, frequency change is approved. Have a good night.
Roger, over to 122.8 for Skyways 5556. Good day.
Delta 859, Metro altitude main.
All right, we're on Unicom. We can set up for the next one, which is going to be Toronto. We're going to come down here just north of Montreal. Then we're going to pass just south of Ottawa, which is right here. Well, you can't see what I'm looking at, but we're going to just north of Montreal here, just south of Ottawa here, and then into Toronto airspace. So Toronto controller is 125775. So we'll get that in. It's 125. 125775 is in. And we're now in southern part of Montreal on the south side of the river. This is the U.S., Vermont, Maine, here. Vermont, New Hampshire, all in here. Connecticut, there's Rhode Island. Gonna be in Rhode Island in June. Heading down to VATSim Expo 2025. Yeah, no, that's a good point, but I've got big hands, and I like that they fit, and I've learned to be careful with them, and just move them gently, so try to be careful with them. I find the other ones pretty small and tiny. Yeah, but you know, the good thing is if they do end up breaking, I can always go back to the other ones, the original ones that came with the Bravo. Wind's dropping a little bit more, down to 64. So now at a ground speed of 400. So you can see we're over here over Lac Magnetique. That's where they had that big train derailment a number of years ago. Sherbrooke, very famous place in Montreal. Here's Montreal itself on the island. The airport's actually down over here. And that's a nice place to fly into. We've been in there plenty of times as well. We're going to cross overhead, then we're going to turn, we're going to pass south. There's Ottawa, capital of Canada. And we're going to come out the other side. Make the turn here, coming across a very lakey tree region here. Quite beautiful. Horrible place to fly a small single engine airplane, because if something happens, there's nowhere to go. There's no farm country out here. It's all lakes and trees and rocks. We're going to come down here. This is Rice Lake. Town of Peterborough is over here. Then coming over here, this is Lake Scugog. Lake Scugog is a man-made lake made back, I don't know how long ago. Close to 100 years ago they made it, put it in up there. It's Lake Simcoe up here, and then you got the beginning of the Great Lakes, Georgian Bay, and then Lake Huron over here. But we're going to come down past over the main populous area of Toronto, down out this way south of the Kitchener Airport, and then we'll make the turn out towards London. And the way it's set up right now is it's pretty much a straight descent on the RNAV down and into London itself. And again, we'll see what happens with ATC as they come online. But that is the plan. So if we go over to London, Ontario, see who's filed in. Still just the two of us going in there. We take a look at Toronto. This is all on VATSim. There's 30 arrivals and 13 departures set right now. Of course, the event doesn't start for another hour. But people are starting to load in and get ready. A bunch of the arrivals are probably already in the air on the way. And are, yeah, there's a whole bunch set to arrive within the event time frame. So they're already on their way to Toronto. Alright, everything is looking good. We'll go back to our cruise page. Fuel is looking good. If we look at our progress here, it shows we should have 3.2 tons once we're on the ground in London. It's fairly accurate. I've got it pretty much calibrated in. And we should have 5.4 at top of descent. Or we have 5.4 right now. And we're 347 miles from top of descent. Oh, I got lights flashing ahead of me. So if we look right out ahead of us, right there, I can see the flashing red beacon, and I believe that is Kevin. Oh, there's First Officer Molly hearing somebody outside. Now, come here, girl. Hey. She's a good guard dog. She's at the door of the office keeping an eye on things. It's okay. Good girl. Alright, we got some more weather coming up. Might not show on the weather radar, but showing in Navigraph. We got some bands of stuff coming here. Then we'll have some more between Montreal and Ottawa, and then some more down at London. Typical late winter Canadian weather. Yeah, see Kevin drifting off the side of our course and getting a little bit closer. Yeah, that's you. You're the only other aircraft around us right now. Interesting thing though with the international language for aviation being English, you fly into Quebec, you hear a lot of French. And you go into the smaller airports, you can hear them yakking away at each other in French until you come on in English, and then they kind of go quiet for a second and then switch over. But you can still hear them occasionally. In fact, you hear it on VATSim sometimes. And different languages, you get, say in French, you get some French guy take off and he'll do a quick few words with the controller in French as he leaves or he comes online or something. Again, that's one of the cool things about it in VATSim. Yeah, so Kevin's path is definitely a little bit further south of us. So this says we should be landing at about quarter after 12 at night Zulu time, 0015. The event starts at 0000, so everybody should be up as we come in. We are going to have Toronto Center, and hopefully the controllers at the airport will come on a little bit early so they're there for us when we arrive. You'd think they'd want to, just so they're all set up and into the swing of things as it starts to get busy. There's an airport in France where English is prohibited. Really? Didn't think you could do that. Well, obviously, it's not a major airport, obviously. Grass GA field, yeah. I'd go in there and just yell at them in English. All right, so if we take a look at our arrival, as we're coming in. So here's the chart here. I'll show you where we are. Here we are, flying along, heading towards Kesca. Now Kesca is located just northwest of Montreal. That's Montreal right there. So we're going to come in. Oop, a little bit of turbulence there. Or weather loading in. We're going to come north of Montreal, make a slight turn, and we're going to head down, as I mentioned, this way. There's Ottawa right there. We're going to come south of Ottawa, make another bit of a left turn, and head down this way across the wilderness here, north of Peterborough and Rice Lake. We're going to come south of Lake Scugog here and Lake Simcoe, and we're going to cut down here over Toronto. We should, well, it depends on the weather. We might see the city and the CN Tower and all that stuff, but we're going to basically be passing right over the airport. That's CYHZ is the VOR at the Toronto International Airport. We're going to carry on down here towards the town of Brantford, and then we'll be making our turn inbound for Gotol, which is our initial approach fix on the RNAV as we come in here to London. The airport, as you can see, is located on the eastern side. And given the winds and everything at the moment, let's do a quick weather check. Yeah, winds are still favoring runway 27, 9 to 15 knots. So we're going to come in here on 27, at which point we'll come around, taxi down to the gates, and we'll come in. So that is the plan for getting us into London. Again, there could be some weather, and things could change when the controllers come online and they decide what they're going to do there. But we'll see what happens. Looks like my top of descent marker is starting to come onto the screen now as well. Come back out and see where we are on the route. We're just about to make this curve down towards the southwest. And there's Kevin over there. All right, so we're going to zoom out now to 160 miles. Gives us a little bit of spacing here between the waypoints. We got a little bit of weather. Nothing to be worried about at this altitude, though. We're above, I would say, all weather at 38,000 feet. You get down south into some of those storms they get down there, and they can go to 40, 50,000 feet easy. Towering cumulus. But we're above a good 98% of the weather anyway. There we go. Just making sure everything's still working. Like I said, it's been a while. It's been a interesting year here for me in the past few months. Family stuff, so kind of put the streaming aside for a little bit while I dealt with that, but we're getting back into it. My plan is most of the cargo flights will be streamed. We'll see how that goes, but I think it's good. Good for streaming, good for people to see what we're doing here. So again, this is not an official Fly UK flight, but it is flying the flag, as it were. Toronto Towers now come online. So we're coming up on Montreal. Again, it's down below us. See where we are, the St. Lawrence Seaway here. This is all Quebec till about, I believe it's like this line along here. This is New Brunswick. This is all Quebec. This is the Gaspé Peninsula. Very beautiful area. I wish there was a zoom that was about halfway between these two. There's the US border along the bottom there. Hour and 5 minutes into the flight. Got about an hour, 5 minutes to go. So if you are watching and you want to help out the channel, please consider subscribing, hit the like button, all that good stuff. You can come over to the Discord as mentioned. The Discord link is in the chat or in the description. Put photos of our flights and we talk about simming and stuff. If you need help, it's a great place to get some help. And if you want information about our flights and want to join in on our flights, that's where you can get the information there as well. There's Kevin. I just saw his light. Oh, I just had a sim freeze. Still happens occasionally, but I've learned as long as the sound keeps going, the sim is still going. Just have to wait for it to come out. This may be because it's loading in Montreal. I do have scenery for there. You'd think at 38,000 feet it wouldn't be loading in. There, we're back. You can see Kevin's lights flashing away over there. And he is a few thousand feet below us. I think he's at 34. So we're down to 372 miles to go. Ground speed's just under 400 knots. Don't worry about the altitude there. It's a reporting issue between that program and the sim. We're actually at 38,000 feet. And you can see our estimated arrival time is about 5 after 12, but that might get extended out a little bit depending on how busy they are. Not sure if we can see the... Well, we can kind of see Montreal. There's some of the lights through the clouds. We're chasing the sunset, which is why it hasn't gone really dark yet. Sun's setting, but very slowly. This is the point where the cabin crew would be coming around with the last minute, do you want a snack or a drink? Because in about 35 minutes, we're going to be starting down, and that's the 30 minutes to landing. No, I haven't passed you yet, but you are off my side. You're, where are you? Somewhere over there. There you are. Just saw your flash. Got a ground speed of 399 at the moment. One of the reasons we're doing this a little bit early in the event is Kevin's in Ireland, so it's going to turn into a late night for him, and we didn't want to be up at 2, 3 in the morning. So departed well in advance of the event so we could come into Toronto when the event was starting. Oh, so we're about pretty much doing the same speed. You're at 340? But it looks like maybe the winds weren't quite as strong as the estimate, so we're going to be there a few minutes earlier. I was hoping to land around 12:30 UTC. It looks like we'll be in just after 12 now. Oh, okay, 32. All right. So Montreal Airport's directly off our side here. Down there under the clouds somewhere. And in a couple miles, we're going to make our turn and start that bit of a sweep down towards the southwest. And somewhere around Tukir, we're going to cross into Toronto airspace. And we'll be back on with VATSim. So one of the things I just picked up is a tiller from Cat 3 Design. It's actually an Airbus style tiller rather than a Boeing style tiller, but it suits me with my layout and what I have where on my desk, so it works well. All right, ready towards Cammoor now. And we're looking good. $214 miles to top of descent. Now we're trucking along. 4.7 tons of fuel. Just keeping an eye on VATSim. Still no ADIS or controllers up in London. Toronto approach is up. I'm trying to think of the times I flew into London, if they had an approach controller or if it was just tower. Don't remember. Anyway, quick check of our legs, make sure nothing's popped up in regards to a disco. No, we're all good still. That's all looking fine. So what we can do is do a little bit of preemptive data entry. So we're going to be flying in on the RNAV, so we're not going to have an ILS frequency or anything, but we are going to tune in the London VOR. It's 117.2. So 11720. Switch that over. That's a VOR frequency. That will give us the VOR here on VOR 1. This is a reference point for data. We switch over to another set of charts. Not a lot going on. Navade way out there, so not going to be much point tuning anything else in. But we are coming in on the RNAV for runway 27. So there's a 3,000 foot MSA. And like I said, we're basically going to be coming straight in. So what we'll do is we'll pop down to here and we're going to go to our fixed page. We'll start entering our usual reference points. So we're going to throw in a 4-mile ring. We want to be stable and everything done by then. And then we're going to come in and put a 10-mile ring. That's our in close. Then we're going to put in the runway extended center line. So we're going to want the opposite. So it's 088. And we're going to throw on a 25-mile extended center line. And that will give us a visual reference for where the center line is if we need it. So that's all in. If we go back to the chart here, missed approach, we're going to climb 4,000 feet, tracking on 268, which is the runway heading. So we're going to come up here and we'll go to 268, just so it's in and ready for when we get there. There we go, 268. You can see we're almost flying directly, sort of there. To Vimsa, and then we'll do what we have to do from there. Transition level is 18,000 feet as per normal. All right, we're looking at a 3.1 degree downslope, which is fine. And we're looking at a straight-in landing. LNAV, VNAV will be 1195 feet. Airport elevation is 900 feet. So we'll get that in now. There's 900 feet. And 1195 will give us a 294 foot deck, which is fine. So we'll come up here, set the barrow, and we're going to set that up at 1195. And 1195 is set. Another thing, we're going to come down here to our FMC. We're going to go to our input page. We're going to select flaps 40 at 131. We want that because it is a shorter runway, and we're also going to do a auto brake 3 for the landing, again because it's a bit of a shorter runway. So that's set in. We're set in with the barrow. Don't have the ILS, so we're not worried about that. We're on an LNAV VNAV for the RNAV. Final approach, it's going to be 3,000 feet. We're actually going to set that down to our minimums when we get down there. We'll start the initial descent with whatever they give us, because we are going to be under ATC control by the time that's happening. But our final descent before we take over will be minimums of 300 feet, and then we'll be manually flying it at that point. Coming in here for a weather check. All right, so interesting little remarks here. So I'll throw the weather into the chat. So there's, as you can see, the METAR CYXU, which is London at 2300 Zulu, so that's 25 minutes ago. Winds are 250 at 10, gusting 15, 10 miles of visibility, light rain showers, scattered cloud at 1200, overcast at 6300. It's 2 degrees, -0 is the dew point. 2967, so we'll crank that in now as well. 2967 is in the standby. And under remarks, there's some clouds, there's some embedded cumulus and stuff, so it could get a little bit interesting. But overall right now, the weather really hasn't changed much. 27 is still the runway we're going to use. 2 degrees, light showers, and variable winds, 10 to 15 knots. So Kevin should be getting pinged shortly for ATC and the turnover. Just notice we got an aircraft passing behind us. Let's see if we can see him. No, I don't see him. That's fine. $19 miles from Takir. Oh, a man make that slight left turn. I mean, we're south of Ottawa now, the capital city. There she is down below. The Ottawa airport is somewhere out over here. But the Ottawa River runs down this way, and that separates Ontario from Quebec. Kevin should be over. We're within 10 miles. I'm going to switch over, just monitor. And again, that is 125.775.
Give me 8-1, let's just leave it there. So not below Mach decimal 8-1 for now.
Roger, okay, we'll stay below Mach decimal 8-1, like after 3, thanks.
There he is. Toronto Center, good evening. Skyways 5556 with you. Flight level 380, 4 miles from Tukir.
Skyways 5556, Toronto Center, good day, squawk ident. Skyways 5556 are identified, flight level 380, welcome. I'll have an ATIS up in London shortly, give me a few minutes, but what's your current Mach number?
Current Mach is 0.78.
Alright, Skyways 5556, for now not above Mach decimal 78. Spacing's getting better, and I'll let you know what I need from you guys shortly, but should be okay.
Yeah, roger, not above 78 for Skyways 5556. All right, so he's identified that Kevin and I are going to the same place, and he's watching our spacing. Kevin, I think, is doing 80, so that should open us up a little bit. And as he said, he's going to get an ATIS up in London so we can get an idea of what they're doing approach-wise and landing-wise. They may change from what we're doing over to runway 33. There are more options and it is a longer runway. We will have to see. We're currently projected to be in... Okay, we're back to quarter after, so about 45 minutes from now we should be on the ground in London. It's a good flight, except for that little bit there with Montreal being offline. We've had ATC the entire way. Nothing too demanding.
Okay.
Don't know what that was.
Center Jazz 995, you got lower for us.
Jazz 995, descend 1000.
Descend 1000, Jazz 995.
And Jazz 995, contact arrivals 132.8.
32.8, Jazz 995, yes.
That's a CRJ9 going into Toronto from New York. There's an A320 coming in from Boston, just landing.
Toronto Center, good evening, Air Canada 2417 at Kitchener, ramp 21. Requesting IFR 2, Toronto Pearson with extra on board.
Canada 2417, Toronto Center, good day. You're cleared to the Toronto Pearson Airport by the Waterloo 3 departure, flight planned route. Depart runway 26, squawk 5215.
We're 120 miles from top of descent.
Cleared to Pearson International Airport via the Waterloo 3 departure, departing runway 26 and squawk 5215.
Canada 2417, the readback is correct. Push and starts at your discretion. Call ready for taxi and advise your max altitude will be 8,000, not 7,000. That's not a misfile on your part. That's the standard altitude into Toronto from Waterloo. So just expect 8,000 in the climb.
Roger, expecting 8,000, and we'll call you when ready for taxi here, Canada 2417.
Toronto Flight Craft 203, we have a few issues with the nav here. Can we get a vector, please?
Flightcraft 203, I apologize, just say again.
Yeah, no, we're having a few issues there with the INS. Can we get a vector here, please, toward our next waypoint?
Oh, I see that. That makes the speed spacing that I've done a problem. So let's keep you on a right turn. You're going to be second in the line. Turn right for now, heading 080.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. Right heading 080 for Flightcraft 203.
And Flightcraft 203, what happened to the FMS here? Are you going to be able to resume any planned waypoints, or are you going to need vectors all the way in?
I'll get back to you on that one. It's an INS, so it needs to be updated using a VOR. I'm trying to use Toronto VOR, but it seems to have had a bit of a fitch with that, so I'll get back to you.
All right, so for now, we'll keep you on vectors. Keep the right turn actually heading 120.
Heading 120, thanks a million for Flightcraft 203.
And Skyway 5556, a little bit of change of plans there. What's your best forward speed?
Skyway is 5556. We can do 0.81.
Skyway 5556, not below Mach decimal 80, please.
Roger, not below decimal 80, Skyways 5556. All right, let's crank this up a little bit. So we're going to come in here, we're going to target speed.
203, I will cancel the speed restriction for you. When we get you back here, I will let you know if I need to do anything about it. You can bring it down to what you were cruising at, or let's just say not above Mach decimal 80.
Okay,
so
we'll keep it below 80 if I kept 203.
Speeding up now to 0.80. Sounds like ATC is working out of a kindergarten. Let's see if I can give Kevin a hand here. Kevin, if you want the Trenton VOR, it's 1097. It's down on the lake. That's CYTR. There's the that's an NDB. So there's two VORs at Toronto. There's YTP, which is 11655, and then there's YYZ, which is 11215. If any of those help.
November India Oscar 204, contact Boston Center now, 134.7, good day.
November India Oscar 204, Boston, Canada 13470. Thank you.
Dynasty 1-2, unfortunately Montreal Center is offline. Surveillance service terminates. Frequency change approved. Good day.
All right, so we're burning a little bit more fuel than expected. We're down to 3.3 at CYXU, but that should be okay. And we're about 85, 86 miles from top of descent. Again, not sure what approach he's giving us yet, but we'll see what happens.
Air Canada 20% ready to taxi.
Wonder what he's flying from Kitchener to thing. It might be a Dash 8.
Canada 214, runway 26, the altimeter's 2963, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 32.
Runway 26, altimeter 2963, taxi via Alpha, cross runway 32, Air Canada 20%.
No, it's an Airbus 320. Kevin's doing donuts.
Flightcraft 203, turn right, heading 250.
Right, heading 250, Flightcraft 203, and it's looking like we're getting dodgy readings off the Oshawa beacon as well, so we might need vectors all the way in. I'm sorry about that.
Rough.
Gotta pick the old airplanes, do you? You had your INS break down on you. Actually, question for you. Does that airplane come with an FMC option? Could always be retrofit. All right, 74 to top of descent. Let's go through, see what we have and what we still got to do. So, weather update. 2 degrees, light showers. Winds are 10 to 15 at 250. 10 miles of visibility. Ceiling at 6,300. Few scattered at 1,200. 2967 is still the information. Arrival data is all done and set. We are good for a flaps 40 landing. Radios are, well, set. It's the only controller we need right now. Localizer, wireless frequency and course not required. Engine anti-ice, we'll do it on descent once we hit the clouds. MCP, we don't have a descent altitude yet, so we're not going to worry about that. Altimeter is set 2963 in the standby. Minimums are set 1,195 feet. Approach and missed approach have been briefed. Brakes, we're going to go auto brakes 3. Again, even the long runway is 8,800 feet, so just make sure we got that. So we're all set there. We just need a descent altitude, and we can start our descent downwards.
Skyways 5556, information Juliet, current at London. You can expect the RNAV runway 27 if you can take it.
Yeah, RNAV 27 is good. That's what we've got planned in. Thanks. Skyways 5556. So we'll wait for that to populate, and then we'll take a look at the
2417, call me airborne. The
ATIS.
Waterloo winds 280 at 9, gusting 16, clear for takeoff runway 26.
Clear for takeoff runway 26, and we'll call 1 airborne, Air Canada 2417.
And the ATIS is up, so
And flightcraft 203, the Toronto Pearson VOR is about a 250 heading, so let's fly 250 now.
Roger, we'll fly heading 250 for flightcraft 203.
And as you get closer, let me know if you can pick up that Pearson VOR.
Yeah, we're getting the beacon. It's just the INS didn't seem to be accepting the correct update. It's a complicated procedure, but to explain anyways. But yeah, I'll pick up the beacon anyways for flight 203. Cheers.
Air Canada 2417 airborne.
Oh, even your FMC is bad.
2417, okay. Toronto Center. I don't have anything out of the transponder from you. Ensure you're squawking 5215, Mo Charlie.
Yeah, 52.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, 5215, Mo Charlie.
Canada 2417. I do have you now identified 2,500.
ATIS, Juliet 2300s.
Make a left turn.
260, 10, gusting 15, 10 miles of visibility, lights, rain, showers,
and, left turn
scattered
080,
clouds are good.
Canada
202, 2067. Approach RNAV, runway 27. Request approach, that's fine. Landing at departing runway 27.
Delta 5146, Toronto Center, good day. Climb plane level 230.
Wet.
230 for Delta 5146.
100% wet, 100% wet. Yeah, okay, that's fine, valid. Till the morning, so the runway's going to be wet.
Delta 859 Heavy, Toronto Center, good day, squawk ident.
Okay. So, what runway we're heading into?
Delta 16, are you here?
Hey, from Delta 16, we are 8 nautical miles from Miston 170.
Delta 16 Heavy, Toronto Center, good day, squawk ident. Delta 859, you're identified, flight level 400, welcome.
Delta flight is heading to Salt Lake City from Boston. Very nice.
Toronto flight 203.
Air Canada 2417, turn left direct Rockville, join the arrival.
Turn left direct Rockville, Air Canada 2417.
Yeah, Toronto flight 203, we have good news for you. We got the INS fixed. We can go direct any waypoint you want now.
Flightcraft 203, just stand by one, I'll be right back with you. Air Canada 2417, confirm your direct Rockville.
Affirm, we're flying direct Rockville.
Canada 2417, roger, contact arrivals 132.8.
132.8 for arrival, Air Canada 2417. See ya!
See ya.
Delta 16, the Toronto altimeter is 2962, descend 1000, expect runway 24 left.
Alright, 2962 down to 1000, we'll expect 24 left, Delta 1670.
Good question. I don't know if they've opened those runways up yet. I'm assuming they have. Have they removed all the wreckage from that crash? Interesting point. Because they did close 24 left and right.
Delta 5146,
while they were removing the wreck.
offline, surveillance service terminates. You can monitor the en route frequency and have a good flight to Atlanta.
I think you are, Kevin.
Alright, walk over to Unicom for Delta 5146, initially C.
That's funny in a sad way. Alright, 30 miles to top of descent.
Skyways 5556. Sorry, Skyways 5556, the Toronto altimeter is 2962, descend 19000.
Descending to 19000 for Skyways 5556.
Flight level 190, sorry.
Roger.
And Flightcraft 203, so you can proceed direct the Pearson VOR?
Affirm, I can proceed direct to Pearson VOR via RNAV 5 for Flightcraft 203.
Sorry, via RNAV 5?
Affirm, the INS is enable RNAV 1, but we are RNAV 5 at minimum.
Skyways 203, just proceed direct the Toronto VOR and then rejoin your flight planned route and speed restriction.
Why are you confusing them, Kevin?
Okay, confirm that's for Flightcraft 203?
Yeah, should be for Flightcraft 203, what did I say?
You called the Skyways, that's no problem. We'll proceed direct the Toronto Beacon and then flight plan route. Speed restrictions are cancelled, thank you very much, Flightcraft 203.
Don't confuse the controllers. That's funny.
Delta 16, contact arrivals 132.8.
Order arrival 132.81672.
Alright, we're heading down.
Skyways 5556, descend now, flight level 190.
Roger, descending now, flight level 190, Skyways 5556.
And Center, good day, Air France 387 Heavy, passing 150 for 230.
Air France 387 Heavy, Toronto Center, good day, climb flight level 390.
Yeah, everyone's confused.
390,
Back to normal.
Air France 387 Heavy.
Let's go into vertical speed mode. It's going to put us below our path, but that's fine. We're under their control.
Canada 1323, follow 300 descending.
Canada 1323, Toronto Center, good day, squawk 4750.
4750.
Toronto Center, good day, Air Canada 2143, descending to flight level 250.
That's
Canada
the greater Toronto
2143,
area.
Toronto Center, good day, squawk
Right
right
there, what we're coming up for.
Squawk head in Air Canada 2143.
Air Canada 1323, you're identified, flight level 292 and descending, information Bravo is current, expect runway 24 left.
Alright.
I'll these checks out to, we have Bravo on board, Air Canada 1323.
Cabin crew, 30 minutes to
Canada
landing.
1323, what is your, reduced speed 250 knots, please, to spacing.
250 now, 7 altitude for us, Air Canada 1323.
You can descend 17,000, the altimeter is 29062.
Down 17,000, speed 250, Air Canada 1323.
Air Canada 2143, you're identified, flight level 240, information Bravo is current. You can expect runway 24 left, descend 17,000.
17,000, expect 24 left, Air Canada 2143.
Air Canada 1323, for now, stop the descent 18,000, flight level 180.
I will stop at Alpha level 180, Air Canada 1323.
Our eyes set for that. There we go.
Air Canada 2143, close start at the cockpit, 10 minutes.
Canada 2143, I can't give you time away right now, and the arrival is full of traffic, so now's not the time, unfortunately. Also proceed right now, direct Iston.
Start system, Air Canada 2143.
And Center Hills is Air Transat 349, descending through 21.
Transat 349, Toronto Center, good day, squawk 1212.
1212,
Alright. We
Air
got
Canada 2143, 10 minutes puts you like inside arrival's airspace, so like 10 minutes would never work. I can give you maybe like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that would work. We'll take 10 seconds.
Just wherever you're going, go quick, report back as soon as you can. No lollygagging.
We'll report back to Canada 2143, thank you so much.
Canada 1323, vectors for spacing, turn right, heading 070.
9070, Air Canada 1323.
And Air Canada 1323, traffic is your 12 o'clock, 4
Look at all
miles,
the traffic
northwest
ahead.
bound 737-800 at flight level 220.
Alright, looking for traffic here on 1323. Are you going to put us around him or behind him?
You're going to basically go behind him here. You're on the right heading 270. As soon as there's a little bit of gap there, you're going to you can expect to return direct.
This is all the traffic coming into
just
Toronto.
To confirm it was 070 for the heading, Air Canada 1323.
Yeah, right heading 070.
Alright, roger.
Air Canada 2143, back to the cockpit.
Canada 2143, welcome back. Air Transat 349, you're identified, flight level 180, information Bravo is current. You can plan runway 24 left, descend 1000, the altimeter 29062.
260 down to 11,000 to full left. Transat 349.
Just down through 30,000 feet. There's the Pearson. We can see it right there. That's 24 left, 24 right, and 23. And then we've got 33 right and 33 left. Run the other way. Five runways, and there's traffic down below coming around to join in. But we're going to be passing overhead. Still got that beautiful sunset. We've had that
Canada
for the entire
1323,
way.
turn left
It's
now
pretty
heading
cool.
270.
Left 270, Canada 1323.
Center Delta 838 Heavy climbing 13,000 for flight level 230.
Delta 838 Heavy, Toronto Center, good day, climb flight level 390.
Flight level 390, Delta 838 Heavy.
See, we're going to come down here, and then we're going to make the turn in. Our VOR indicator is pointing towards the airport. The VOR itself is located pretty much smack dab in the center of the airport. It'll be on the left-hand side of the runway we're coming in on. And we're going to come down here to Letor, and then it's almost a straight shot in.
Air Canada 2143, descend 11,000, the altimeter is 2962.
11,000, altimeter 2960.
Traffic below us. Of course, they're all talking to approach.
Transat 349, contact arrivals 132.8.
Our arrivals.
228, Transat 349, connect.
Well, Kevin, I think what happened is one of your valves, vacuum tubes, valves, as you call them over there, gave out on you using that excellent 1930s technology. Nope, sim freeze. Anyway, you can't see it because of the clouds, but the city of Toronto is over here. You've got the Sky Dome, CN Tower, Island Airport, all that good stuff.
And Air Canada 1323, proceed direct Easton, resume the arrival, speed restrictions canceled.
Had a really good shot of that when I flew back from
resume the arrival and speed restriction canceled, Air Canada 1323.
Seattle a little while ago.
And Air Canada 1323, also the Toronto altimeter 2962, descend 11,000.
Down 11,000, Air Canada 1323.
France 37 request 1015 out of the cockpit.
Air France 387, time aways approved, report back before Lorca.
Okay.
Okay.
Toronto Center, good evening, WestJet 1179, with you climbing through 12,000 for 15,000.
Sorry, who's calling?
WestJet 1179.
WestJet 1179. I got you there. Sorry, WestJet 1179, Toronto Center, good day, climb flight level 230.
So 230 for WestJet 1179.
Toronto Center, good evening, Shamrock 1 Mike November, at a 16.5 for 230, direct Verdo.
Shamrock 1 Mike November, heavy, Toronto Center, good day, you're at, you can climb flight level 370.
Time now 370, thank you, Shamrock 1 Mike November.
That one of your countrymen, Kevin?
203, descend 19, flight level 190.
Descend level 190 for flight 203.
All right, 2,500 feet to go to 19. See, we're coming past Toronto now, heading down past Hamilton towards Brantford. A little bit of stuttering there.
Skyways 5556, descend 11,000.
Sending 11,000, Skyways 5556. Gonna bump that up to that.
Toronto Center, good evening, West Shift 4435, checking in, flight level 340.
So we're gonna bring that up to
West Shift
270.
4435, Toronto Center, good day, squawk 4666.
Squawk 4666 for West Shift 4435.
Here you can see our extended center line and our 10 and 5 mile. Actually, that's our 25-mile ring, our 10-mile,
203,
5-mile ring.
information Juliet is current at London. You can expect the VOR GME approach for runway 27.
Roger, thank you very much. We've got Juliet on board and we'll expect the VOR approach from runway 27. It's like 203. Cheers.
– 18,000 feet. Switch over to local pressure.
Canada 2143, contact arrivals 132.8.
Sorry to Air Canada 2143, thanks. So,
so we don't have a lot of wiggle room here.
1323, contact arrivals 132.8.
That was on 32 way,
Those were-
Canada 1323, good
You
night.
could almost consider
West
this
at
a direct
1179,
in.
unfortunately Cleveland Center is offline, surveillance service terminate. Frequency changes approved, good day.
Alright, so 2.8 for West 1179.
So we're heading down here. Yeah, I think my
And West
allergies are
Jet
coming up.
4435, you're
The
identified.
temperature's
flight level
above 0
340,
degrees.
Welcome, information Bravo, current at Pearson. You can expect runway 24 left.
Alright, 24 left and we'll
Get a
grab
little bit
Bravo
stuffed up
for,
here, but that's fine.
West Shift 4435.
All right, so we're going to roll back to 245 on the speed, and we're going to start speed braking it when we get below 11.5. Bring our speed down for that 10,000 foot mark.
Flightcraft 203, great news, proceed direct lead tour, and you can expect an inbound to the London VOR via lead tour.
Wonderful. Direct lead tour, and we'll expect an inbound from lead tour then for the London VOR for Cycle 223.
All right, there's 13,000.
Skyway 5556 to London, altimeter's 2967, descend 5,000.
Said 5,000 for Skyways 5556.
Toronto radar, if you want to do that, sorry for the late.
The RNAV minimum, where they want you coming in, is 3.
Sorry, last station, say again?
So we're getting close.
Oh, Toronto 312, we are back in, sorry for the
Yeah, we're expecting some weather. We're getting
Yeah, I
down
sent you the
towards,
intercom a while ago, so it's going to be 122.8.
getting towards the clouds.
Thank you, Canada Unicom 122.
So we're going to get the anti-ice on just in case.
And Skyway 5556, you can expect the London RNAV runway 27 approach GoToll transition. Proceed, depart Litor, direct GoToll.
Roger, RNAV 27, GoToll transition, and we'll head direct from Litor for Skyways 5556. That's what we've got programmed in. All right, so we're going to get speed brakes all the way out, get that speed coming back now as we go through 10,000 feet. So we're getting landing lights on, turn off lights are on, logo and wing lights.
We're
going to bring that descent rate down to help lower that speed.
Delta 838, it looks like Boston Center just went offline. Unfortunately, it was trying to hand you over, so it's going to be Unicom now, 122 good day.
Over to Unicom, Delta 838 Heavy.
As soon as we hit 250, we can go 5-degree flaps.
Delta 425, Toronto Center, you can climb flight level 370.
So cabin pressurization is working fine. Landing lights are on. My turn off lights are on. See, oops, seatbelt signs are on.
Delta 425, Toronto Center,
Bring
today,
the back.
flight level 370.
Cabin lights will be handled by the cabin crew.
Descending through file 2310.
American 253, Toronto Center, squawk ident.
Speed coming back, there's 252.
Ident, American 253.
251.
American 253, you're identified, flight level 310.
250, flaps 1.
You can expect runway 24 left. Toronto Altimeter 2962, descend 1000.
Southwest of Ottawa, about 15, 20 miles.
Clearly
Flaps
talking, break American 253, I'll say it again, Toronto Information Bravo is current, the altimeter is 2962 for runway 24 left, descend 1000.
5.
Descend 1000, 2962, 24 left, American 253.
Clipper 9250, Toronto Center, good day, squawk 0637.
0637 in the box, Clipper 9250.
It's 5,000 feet coming up.
Skyway 5556, descend 3000.
Sending 3,000, Skyways 5556.
Skyways 5556, let's change that there, cross GoToll at 3000.
Roger, cross GoToll 3,000, Skyways 5556. Alright, let's get in here. And we'll go 3,000 GoToll. She probably won't let me do it there. I'm gonna have to go to here.
Flightcraft 203, descend 1000 to Toronto altimeter 2962.
There's the cloud.
Descend 1000 and 2962 for I can't even say it now. Flightcraft 203.
Delta 425, Toronto Center. Unfortunately, Cleveland's offline, so is Boston. So frequency change is approved. You can monitor the onboard frequency and have a good flight to JFK.
Our frequency is approved, Delta 425.
All right.
Clipper 9250, you're identified, flight level 300, welcome. Information Bravo is current. You can expect runway 24 left.
Expecting 24 left, Clipper 9250.
Air France 387, unfortunately Montreal Center is offline, surveillance service terminates. You can monitor onward frequency,
Molly.
have a good flight.
Molly. That's the guard dog. Come here. I'm almost done.
Delta
I'll take you downstairs.
859, unfortunately Minneapolis is offline, surveillance service terminates. Frequency change approved, good day. Delta 2662, unfortunately same for you. Cleveland Center is offline, surveillance service terminates, frequency changes approved. Good flight to Atlanta.
Change approved for 2662 if you have it.
Alright, GoToll is 10 miles out, so we want to be slowed down to 180 by then. We do have maximum of 210 further out, so we're going to watch that.
And Center West at 4435, looking for lower.
What's at 4435, roger, information Bravo, start descent flight level 240.
Nobody in the area. Okay, I'll be with you in a few minutes.
Alright, Bravo's on board and on the 240, flight level 240 for Western 440.
See the airport coming in, 30 miles. 32 to the VOR. It's fine, we're at 3,000 feet. We'll keep the speed up till we get closer, about 15 miles, and then we'll start slowing her right down. In and out of the clouds here.
American 253, contact arrivals 132.8.
132.8, thanks for help, American 1253.
Yep. Skyway 5556 via Gosel, you are cleared the London RNAV runway 27 approach.
Roger, via Gotol cleared the London RNAV 27 approach, Skyways 5556. There's the center line. It's slightly off, so we'll be coming to Gotol, then we'll make the slight change and then come in.
5,000.
2967, 35,000, flight up 233.
You can see we're in and out of clouds here. Lower than we should be. That's fine. We'll go back to VNAV when we're less than 1,000 feet difference. Yeah, we're gonna go downstairs in a minute, girl.
Canada 452, Toronto Center, good day, Squawk Ident.
Go lie down. I'll be with you in a minute.
Canada 452, Toronto Center, you're identified, flight level 345, information Charlie is current. You can expect runway 23 and descend now, flight level 240.
Go lie down. I'll be with you in a minute.
Expect 23 on
and expect descend flight level 240.
It's Woodstock, Ontario. How long are those legs? 5 mile legs, so that'd be 10, 15. 20 miles we'll start to slow down. There we go, coming up on 20 miles. So bring her back to 200. And at 210 we can go 10 degrees flaps.
Shamrock 1 Mike, November Heavy. Unfortunately, Montreal Center's offline. Surveillance service terminate. Frequency change is approved. Have a good flight.
Okay, we're over to advisory now. Shamrock 1 Mike, November. Thanks very much for the ATC. Have a nice night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Clipper 9250, descend flight level 240.
240, Clipper 9250.
West Shift 4435, Toronto altimeter 2962, descend 7,000.
Alright, 2962 down to 7,000 for West Shift 4435.
It's 200 knots, flaps 10.
Flightcraft 203 via lead tour. Actually, stand by. You're a little bit far up.
All right, there's 15 miles. Speed 185. VNAV and approach. Switch over to 10 miles. Not worried about terrain, it's relatively flat out here. throw it on over on this side.
Clipper 9250, the Toronto altimeter is 2962, descend 7,000.
7,000, Clipper 9250, and we have Charlie now.
It's final approach course. Making our turn. Speed 165. Toronto Center Skyways 5556 established, RNAV 27 London.
Skyways 5556, the London winds 270 at 9 knots, clear to land, runway 27.
Clear to land, runway 27, Skyways 5556. So in 3 miles, we should pick up the glide path. Said at 3 miles to Otten up. Do not have the runway in sight. We're 7 miles out. All right, glide path indicator is moving. There we are coming in.
Flightcraft 203 via Litor, intercept the London VOR radial 259 inbound, and descend 3,000.
Speed
the London
brakes
altimeter 2968.
are armed. Auto brakes.
Hit the 3.
Radial
259 inbound to the London VOR.
6 miles. Gear down.
2968 for Flightcraft 203.
Runway not in sight.
Air Canada 452, descend 11,000. The Toronto altimeter is 2962.
And final approach speed is 131 plus 5, 136. Flaps.
Toronto Center, Canada 1041 through 16.5 for 230.
Canada 1041, Toronto Center, good day, climb flight level 340.
Flaps 25.
Level 340, Canada 1041.
Level 150,
Canada
flaps 30.
34, Toronto Center, good day, climb flight level 370.
And flaps full.
Toronto Center, Golf
Flaps full, down,
Yankee,
gear down, 3 green.
clearance.
Lights are all on. We got weather.
Cessna Golf Bravo Foxtrot Yankee.
Anti-ice is
stand
all
by for
on.
clearance on request number 1.
1,200 feet, no visual. Yeah, not seeing anything out there. Out there, we're under the clouds and the rain. Oh, we got the rabbit. $1,000 to go.
Cessna Bravo Fox Yankee, do you have the weather at Brampton, and which runway are you looking to depart from?
Golf Bravo Foxtrot Yankee, affirmative to the weather, looking to depart runway 26.
Check remarks, stand by.
Brampton, my home airport. There we go, airport's in sight, runway's in sight. $700 feet. Speed's good, aircraft is stable. And we're through the base layer of the clouds. So there's 500 feet. I have control.
Approaching minimums.
Bravo Fox Yankee, I have your clearance advised, ready to copy.
Go ahead for Bravo Fox Yankee.
Golf Bravo
Continue.
Fox Yankee, you're cleared, you're cleared to Brampton via radar vectors, and then city, and then radar vectors. Depart runway 26, on departure, fly heading 320, squawk 7445. Time now 0018 Zulu, canceled if not airborne 0030 Zulu.
Golf Bravo Foxtrot Yankee, clear to Brampton via Toronto City and radar vectors back to Brampton. Maintain heading 320 on departure, squawk 7445, clearance void by 0030 Zulu.
Bravo Fox Yankee, also on departure, maintain 2000. Correction, maintain 3000, otherwise readback is correct. You can monitor the local frequency now and call me airborne on the 320 heading.
Check maintain 3000, Bravo Fox.
That was a little sloppy, but we got her down.
Skyway 5556, welcome to London. You can taxi Charlie, Bravo at your discretion, Golf, and then the aprons at your discretion.
Roger, taxi Charlie, Bravo, Golf, apron at our discretion. Thanks for the ATC tonight. Skyways 5556.
Thanks for flying.
All right, so we're down. Woohoo! All right, let's get the flaps up. Speed brakes up.
Flightcraft 203 on the present heading. You're cleared to London. VOR DME runway 27 approach.
Present heading cleared London VOR DME approach.
Wing lights are off. Retract the landing lights. We'll leave the turn-off lights on. It's rather dark out there. Those are done. Those are done. Taxi light APU. Yeah, I'll be with you in a couple minutes, Molly. APU is up and running. Anti-ice is off. Probes, heats are off. Engine start switches are off. Auto brake is off. Clear the cautions. I know, we're gonna go in a minute. All right, here we go. Let's taxi down. We're gonna go to stand 4. Let's see what GSX wants to give us.
Clipper 9250, reduce speed 250 now.
Airborne off of runway 26, heading 320, currently 19,000, climbing for 3,000.
Bravo Fox Yankee, negative radar identification, and confirm squawking 7445 Mo Charlie.
Toronto Center, Bravo Foxtrot Yankee, squawking Mo Charlie now.
Bravo Fox Yankee, you're identified 2,300, maintain current heading, climb 5,000.
Current heading 5,000, Bravo Foxtrot Yankee.
Canada 452, contact arrivals 132.8.
I'd put the wipers
Bravo
on,
Fox Yankee, arrival request, maintain 3,000 until you're with him.
they don't really do anything.
3,000, Bravo Foxtrot Yankee.
Thank you.
Toronto Center, good day. Special 1253, passing 13,000, climbing 15,000, inbound to some.
Russia 1253, Toronto Center, good day, climb flight level 230.
All right, well, it was a good flight.
230, Russia 1253.
Floated it a bit down at the end there. The RNAV brought us in a little high, and I never did get it back down to where it should be, so we landed long, but it's okay. We managed to get her stopped.
Speedbird 99 Echo issue.
That's an important part of this.
Speedbird 99 Echo, Toronto Center, good day, squawk again.
Alright, this tiller is very nice.
99 Echo, and also requesting descent.
WestJet 4435, contact arrivals 132.8. WestJet 4435, contact arrivals 132.8.
Won't see Kevin
132.8
for a while. He's
435.
got a lot of cloud to get through.
Speedbird 99 Echo, you're identified, flight level 360, information Delta's current, expect runway 24 left, the altimeter is 2962, and descent flight level 240.
So say altitude again for 99 Echo?
Descent flight level 240.
Copy, the expecting information Delta's on board.
So 4 is about
232
halfway down.
Descending flight level 240 and speedbird 99 Echo.
Bravo Fox Yankee, turn left heading 210.
210, Bravo Fox Yankee.
Toronto Center November 170 Fox with you climbing 170.
November 178 Alpha Fox, Toronto Center, good day, climb flight level, you're going to Ottawa, looks like somebody made a mistake there, so your top-up climb is going to be flight level 290.
290 November 170 Fox, no problem.
I see the 99 Echo. Could we get runway 23 if possible?
Speedbird 99 Echo, that's approved, you can expect the ILS runway 23.
That's not a 23 99 Echo.
That wind is blowing me around here as I'm doing stuff. There's the gate coming up. We're going to go up and past, and then we make a hard turn around and come in.
Bravo Fox Yankee, contact departure now. It's going to be 133 decimal, correction, 128.8.
128.8, Bravo Fox Yankee.
I'll see you on the other side.
There's the rampy.
WestJet 1253, unfortunately Cleveland Center is offline, surveillance service terminates. Frequency changes approved, good day.
Frequency change approved, WestJet 1253, good day.
For Canada 2334, you're looking to stop at flight level 320? 280, okay. I need you at an even, I need you at an, you're already above flight level 280, so how are you going to stop there? You need to be at an odd altitude heading to the east, so I can give you 290. Canada 2334, climb flight level 290.
Alright, we'll get her turned in.
Clipper 9250, contact arrivals 132.8.
32.8, Clipper 9250, thank you for the event, good night Toronto.
And we'll kill the light.
Flightcraft 203, the London winds 270 at 9 knots, clear to land runway 27.
Clear to land number 27, Flightcraft 203, thanks.
Speedbird 99 Echo, the altimeter in Toronto is 2962.
Looks like they've decided not to give me a marshaller.
Altimeter in Toronto is 2962, descent 8000, Speedbird 99 Echo.
So we're just going to have to do it this way.
Canada 1041, unfortunately Minneapolis Center's offline, surveillance service terminates. Have a good flight to Denver.
Over the generic side for Canada 1041, take care.
Actually, this doesn't match with the diagram. Looks like they want me in the other one, but we're going into this one.
Cathay 825 Toronto Center, good day, squad, climb flight level 330.
Climb flight level 330, Cathay 825.
We'll get them to reset. And there we go.
Delta 6 Heavy, Toronto Center, good day.
We'll get that on.
Continue to climb flight level 3, actually stop at climb flight level 330 for now.
330, about to set.
Alright, did they reset?
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
Oh, don't. I want to see what it says.
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position. You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
Okay, so instead of 4,
Star 6 Bravo, Toronto Center, good day, welcome aboard.
You are currently parked at the wrong parking position.
Toronto Center, good afternoon, Quadrant 2532 at Sudbury, ATR 442, requesting IFR clearance to Toronto City.
GSX
Quarter
is broken.
2532, standby for clearance, expect a 10-minute delay.
You are currently parked at the
Okay,
wrong parking position.
that's
I
fine.
will do my best to get that time down.
All right, we're here. Let's get this thing shut down. We'll get the lights on. There we come. So taxi lights are off. These are off. APU is on. APU generators are now on. Engine bleeds are off. Parking brake is on. Fuel control levers are off. Fuel off except for the one feeding the APU. Logo light can stay on. Wing light will stay off. Anti-collision light will come off. Got the fuel pumps. Isolation valve will go to open. Recirculation fan will come off. We'll leave the air blowing in the back. Flight directors come off. And we are down and good. Far too noisy out there. So we're just going to end it here. Thank you very much for coming along. It's been a while since we've
Speedbird 99 Heavy, Toronto Center, good day, squawk right out.
Been flying here, but we are all good.
Speedbird 99 Heavy, you're identified flight level 400,
we'll get back,
welcome
tomorrow
information
on
Delta is
multiplayer,
correct. Expect
not
runway
streamed.
24 left.
And we'll be flying the DC-6. Thanks for coming along, Kevin. Thanks for flying.
Speedbird 99 Heavy,
we'll
Roger.
see you all on the
Caution,
next
similar
one.
call sign
Take
on
care.
frequency.
Bye
Spin
for now.
Speedbird 99 Echo.
Copy that, Speedbird 99 Heavy.
Speedbird 99 Echo. Caution, similar call sign on frequency. Speedbird 99.
Copy the Speedbird 99 Echo.